Hey yo, what's up everybody? Thank you for joining me here at FinTV 123. I really do appreciate that. Today I got about 11 stories for you. The main one being that Pokemon has left Pokemon fans high and dry with a bare bones showcase that, if anything, my interest level for Pokemon ZA went from here actually down to here. It had the opposite effect. So that's what we're in store for today, you guys. Thanks for joining me here at FinTV 123. I gotta say, don't forget that if you have Amazon Prime, you have Twitch Prime. I need someone to think of a different song to remix with those words, please. I need a different song. But if you do have Amazon Prime, that means you have Twitch Prime, and you should give me that Twitch Prime subscription because I deserve it. Thank you very much. Also, subscribe and like the video. All right, you guys, let's get right into it. Without any further ado, we got the daily news here at FinTV for July 22nd. In the year of our Lord 2025. Keeping you moist says it's the Finn and Biggie show. All right, you guys. So, story number one. We got this guy. We got this guy in the news, man. This motherfucker right here. Story number one, you guys. This is coming from John Walker.
I'm hungry.
Jesus Christ. I didn't get water. I'm gonna need water. Should I grab water right now really quick before I've even started anything? Probably. Let me go grab some water really quick. Okie dokie. Let's get into it now. I'll cut out that little gap right there. So story number one. This is coming from John Walker over at Kotaku. Pokemon's unbelievably bad summer showcase. So this Pokemon Presents really pissed me off. I gotta say, just right off the bat, I did not enjoy this Presents. There was other articles covering this Pokemon Present that weren't in such a negative light, but I found this one, and this guy pretty much took the words out of my mouth. So I'm covering the most negative article I could find on this motherfucking Pokemon Present. I hated it. So this is coming from John Walker over at Kotaku. Pokemon's unbelievably bad summer. Let me start that from the beginning. Pokemon's unbelievably bad summer showcase leaves fans high and dry, as if cobbled together the night before to. Oh, fuck. I'm just trying to get it nailed down. One good, no fuck ups. All right, from the top. Pokemon's unbelievably bad summer showcase leaves fans high and dry as if cobbled together the night before. Today's Pokemon presents. Fucked it up again. Pokemon's unbelievably bad summer showcase leaves fans high and dry. As if cobbled together the night before, today's Pokemon Presents had almost nothing to offer. This year, the Pokemon Company took the unusual step of announcing today's Pokemon Presents nearly 2 months in advance, way back on May 28th. Usually revealed to be happening with just a few days' notice, this peculiar 2-month run-up suggested that big things could be in store. Oh my goodness, was that ever not the case? As the 24-minute pre-recorded stream went out today, I watched in growing disbelief. Forget could have been an email. This presents could have been a text message. We're adding a few new Pokemon to old games, and there's a generic-looking puzzle game for kids. That was my sum total of new information delivered. Unless the information you'd been craving about this October's Pokemon Legends ZA were the first names about 3 characters. Things didn't start out well. With a bizarrely amateurish video promoting this year's Pokemon World Championships, accompanied by what looked like camcorder footage of 2024's final and a guy mumbling about how he hoped we'd come along. There was a brief moment of happiness where we got to see a bunch of clips from the adorable stop-motion Netflix show Pokemon Concierge, which has new episodes coming on September 4th, before jumping over to UK stop-motion studio Aardman. They are behind Wallace and Gromit, who have a new show with the astonishing name, The Misadventures of Sirfetch'd and Pichu. I really like that name. That's an amazing name. A brief clip was shown that absolutely did not deliver up to that name. the clip showed was lame. But this was nothing compared to the cheek-chewingly awkward section on Pokepark Kanto, an as-yet unbuilt new section of some Japanese theme park that's going to be Pokemon-themed. This included the excruciating moment in which Junichi Masuda, chief creative fellow of the Pokemon Company, told us how this would be a place where Pokemon truly exist, accompanied by, I kid you not, shots of tiny plastic Pokemon on crappy little models. And then, somehow worse, plastic figures just plonked down in some random woodland. But then it was time for the big new Pokemon game reveal. Pokemon Friends is a generic looking puzzle game, the sort that that's usually dressed up as improve your brain nonsense. Just a bunch of sliding tails and Sokoban games. This genuinely was the only new reveal for the entire presentation. This Pokemon Presents was pure garbage. This is me talking now. This Pokemon Presents has actually managed to make me less excited. This Pokemon Presents has actually managed to make me less excited for Pokemon ZA. I thought I might buy it because I'm a Pokemon shill, but now I think I will truly skip this one. It just looks really bad. I'm tired of settling for mediocre when it comes to Pokemon. I'm not going to continue to give my money to a company that has no respect for its players. If they had any respect for the players, they wouldn't release this kind of dog water and sell it for the price of fine wine. I'd rather continue to play Persona until Game Freak makes a quality Pokemon game. Moving on, you guys, to story number 2. Hydration is key. Goddamn right. Goddamn right. All right. Story number 2, you guys. This is coming from Zach Sweeson over at Kotaku. Battlefield 6 officially announced and teasing attack on New York City. EA and DICE will debut a reveal trailer for the military first-person shooter later this week. The news of this trailer came alongside an image of what appears to be a New York City on fire, including 4 soldiers overlooking a damaged Brooklyn bridge. The Battlefield franchise has mostly avoided US cities as locations outside of a few exceptions, like the divisive police-focused spin-off Battlefield Hardline. So this is an interesting reveal. For the past year, EA, DICE, and Battlefield boss Vince Zampella have talked a lot about the next entry in the popular military series. 2021's Battlefield 2042 was a low point for many fans. Many updates later, the game is in a mostly okay place, but it definitely hurt the franchise's reputation and had fans worried about the future. So EA has gone back to the drawing board and brought together many of its internal teams to work together on a massive entry in the series that will look and feel more like Battlefield 4 with its modern military warfare. Reportedly, Battlefield 6's budget is over $400 million, and development on the game has been a mess. Soon we'll find out if all the money and time have been worth it. Last thing that I heard about this game is how EA has a goal of 100 million players for this game. That's the kind of ridiculous expectation that is killing the industry. For instance, Warzone hovers at 50,000 players and peaks at 100,000. I don't think Battlefield still has the juice that they used to. So how are they gonna keep up with Warzone that's kind of still has the juice, with Fortnite that absolutely still has the juice? 100 million players on Battlefield? That's not gonna happen. Moving on to story number 3, you guys. We got PlayStation in the news. Ooh. That's fine. All right. This is coming from Tyler Fisher over at comicbook.com. PlayStation 6 report reveals 2029 release date that would come after the next Xbox. The PS6 may still be 4 years away. The majority of reporting to date has claimed that the PS6 release date will be sometime in 2028. There has even been mention of a 2027 release date in an attempt to match the release of the next Xbox, which some are claiming Microsoft is eager to put. Let me start that over. I just want to get I like getting a clean clip without fucking coughing and shit in the middle of it. PlayStation 6 report reveals 2029 release date that would come after next Xbox. The PS6 may still be 4 years away. The majority of reporting to date has claimed that PS6 release date will be sometime in 2028. There has even been mention of a 2027 release date in an attempt to match the release of the next Xbox, which some are claiming Microsoft is eager to push out the door sooner rather than later as the Xbox Series X struggles in the current market. That said, a new report claims that while a holiday 2028 PS6 release date cannot be ruled out, a 2029 release is currently more likely. According to Detective Seeds, 2026's big upcoming PS5 Pro update is going to set the stage for the next few years and carry PlayStation until 2029, when it will aim to release the PlayStation 6. To this end, Sony is reportedly preparing a big push to drive PlayStation 4 users to the PlayStation 5 Pro in particular. The PlayStation 5 Pro 2026 update is going to carry the PlayStation hardware generation to the PlayStation 6 2029 release window, claims the insider and YouTuber. Quote, PlayStation 4 owners will be incentivized to upgrade to the PS5 Pro next year. That's pretty interesting. I don't know why they aren't being pushed this year already. You know, it's like, why would they be pushed next year when it's going to be, closer it's going to be closer to the PlayStation 6 next year. So you're telling me those people are going to get a PS5 and have it for 3 years? And then you're going to release a PlayStation. That sounds like a way to piss people off, or to get people stuck in the PlayStation 5 generation for way longer than needed. I don't know. That sounds kind of weird to me. Moving on. If I mess up again, Moist is going to unsubscribe. All right. I'll do better. We got Subnautica in story number 4, you guys. This is coming from Andy Robinson over at VGC. Krafton responds to Subnautica founders' lawsuit. We look forward to defending ourselves in court. The publisher again claims Subnautica 2 was delayed for quality reasons amid accusations of obstruction to avoid an earnout. CEO Ted Gill and co-founder and creative director Charlie Cleveland and co-founder and technical director Max McGuire were fired by Krafton earlier this month and accused the publisher of obstructing the 2025 release plan for Subnautica 2 in order to avoid paying a $250 million earnout. In its latest statement, Krafton reiterated that its decision to delay Subnautica 2 to 2026 was based on the quality of the game. Quote, Krafton's decision were made to ensure Subnautica 2 is the best possible game and lives up to fan expectations, a spokesperson told VGC. Quote, releasing the game prematurely with insufficient content, falling short of what fans expect in a sequel, would have both disappointed the players who are at the heart of everything Krafton does, and damaged the reputations of both the Subnautica and Unknown World brands. Quote, while we are disappointed that Charlie, Max, and Ted have filed a lawsuit seeking a huge payout, we look forward to defending ourselves in court. In the meantime, Krafton remains focused on what matters, delivering the best possible game as quickly as possible to Subnautica's fans. Another crazy update on this wild roller coaster of a story. The way they put it is just like, I don't know. They're making a spectacle out of it, it feels like. We look forward to defending ourselves in court. All right. Moving on. Shmeezus, my number one fan. Welcome back, Shmeezus, to FinTV. I appreciate it. Yeah, I get. You're right, Moise. That does kind of translate to pull up then. What a crazy roller coaster of a story that all is. All right, moving on to story number 5. We have Red Dead Online in the stories. Shmeezus says that they can look forward to these nuts. Hell yeah. I like that. All right. So, story number 5. This is coming from Patricia Hernandez over at Polygon. As Red Dead Online fans return for the update, female players say they're targeted and harassed. Strange Tales of the West Volume 1 is reminding some Rockstar fans why online play can be miserable. The conversation has been bubbling in the weeks since Red Dead Online's sudden July 1st update, which adds a slew of supernatural themed missions to the game. In a viral TikTok that's been watched 1.2 million times, a player with the handle Arthur's X shows off what is supposed to be a rousing moment. She's galloping amid the plains when another player shows up with a woman hogtied to the back of his horse. He starts going on in circles. Damn it. Where'd the other video go? I'd really like to integrate that little video into my clip. Okay, from the top. So, as Red Dead Online fans return for the update, Female players say they are being targeted and harassed. Strange Tales of the West Volume 1 is reminding some Rockstar fans why online play can be miserable. The conversation has been bubbling in the weeks since Red Dead Online's sudden July 1st update, which adds a slew of supernatural themed missions to the game. In a viral TikTok that's been watched 1.2 million times, a player with the handle Arthur's X shows off what is supposed to be a rousing moment. She's galloping amid the plains when another player shows up with a woman hogtied to the back of his horse. He starts going in circles, which the player interprets to mean he wants her to see what he's carrying. Arthur's ex responds by whipping a lasso toward the other player to yank him off his horse, only to hogtie him instead. Then she releases the other player and runs away. It's a funny moment of retribution, but the comments are ablaze with thousands of replies, many of them from other female players remarking on their time with the game. Quote, I remember the first time this happened to me, I didn't even know they could do that. Reads a comment with more than 14,000 favorites from other TikTok users. Quote, dude took me to his camp with 5 other players and they were all surrounding me. So I exited the game and was like, she recalled. Many of the replies in that particular thread are of women sharing similar experiences in other games, ranging from Roblox to Call of Duty, where other players abuse in-game mechanics to imprison and at times simulate sexual assault. Quote, I stopped playing Red Dead Redemption Online because dudes were way too mean. They make it not fun by ganging up on you in every town you go to and following you like, wow, you're so funny and original. You hogtied me and killed me. A TikTok user named Oilbread replied. Fans familiar with Red Dead Online know that Rockstar Games in particular are vectors of chaos, and when most of the gameplay options are violent, getting attacked by other players is arguably an expected part of the experience. It's not a Wild West if everyone is tipping their hats to one another cordially, right? But women aren't complaining about the idea that they're encountering any tension at all in Red Dead Online. Rather, there is a pervasive sense that female characters are primary targets who are often harassed more quickly, more often, and in more aggressive ways than players with male avatars. That's all pretty damn interesting. Gaming should be a safe space. But on the other hand, this is a Rockstar game. We're talking about the games where you could pick up it's a Rockstar game. And Rockstar games get crazy, so it is to be expected. It sucks that, guys are just such fucking creeps all the time and have to do like weird shit like that to get off, but like, it is the Wild West. Pretty crazy. Let's look at the chats. Keeping you moist, bro. This is a game, not real life. Go play another game. Shmiza says, men can't just let women have fun. It's so true. Keeping you moist, pick a man character then. Nah, the internet is the Wild West. Crazy. All right, moving on, you guys. To story number 6. This is coming from Tyler Fisher over at comicbook.com. New Xbox New Xbox Game Pass New Xbox Game Pass Day 1 horror game soars to #1 on the charts. A new Xbox Game Pass Day 1 game is proving popular with horror fans, and more as evident by the fact it is currently the #1 game on the Xbox Game Pass for console chart. The horror game in question just debuted on Xbox Series X consoles on July 17th, and the moment it did, it was made available on Xbox Game Pass, saving subscribers from a $29.99 purchase. How long it will be available via Xbox Game Pass remains to be seen, but in the meantime, it is proving a popular addition. The new Xbox Game Pass Day 1 game in question is My Friendly Neighborhood from the developer Johnny Szymanski and Evan Szymanski and publisher Dread XP. This game actually debuted back in 2023, but only came to consoles this month. Quote, something is amiss. This is a description of the game. Something is amiss with everyone's favorite Saturday morning puppet show, reads an official description for the game for those unfamiliar with it. For years, these colorful casts of the Friendly Neighborhood delighted audience across the globe with their kooky capers and educational adventures. However, as time went on and interest waned, the production studio found themselves out of money and closed their doors for good. Toy sales would dwindle, and birthday balloons and cakes would find new mascots. In time, the once household names would fade into increasingly niche fandoms until one night, years later, the studio unexpectedly clicks back to life and starts broadcasting The Friendly Neighborhood. TV sets across the globe flicker for a moment before the familiar puppets return for a surprise encore. But this isn't your typical family-friendly holiday special. Are those puppets eating each other? I'm absolutely going to play this at some point. I'm looking forward to it. Looks like exactly my type of game. Some people say it's a little like BioShock. Say less. Say less. Moving on to story number 7, you guys. You're going to like this one, keeping you moist. You're going to like this one, buddy. You ready? This is coming from Grant Taylor Hill over at Insider Gaming. Old school RuneScape devs add more servers to cope with player load 12 years after the release. Old school RuneScape has never. Old school RuneScape has. Let me start the whole thing over. Old school RuneScape devs add more servers to cope with player load 12 years after the release. Old school RuneScape has been skyrocketing of late, with the 2013 title finding new feet and soaring beyond 200,000 concurrent players this past weekend. The game is amid a viral resurgence driven by popular creators pouring time and energy into the classic MMORPG. Recently, the team at Jagex, the longtime developer behind the RuneScape universe, revealed that the game's infrastructure has been updated to support the influx of players. In a recent post on social media, the OSRS team recognized the 200,000 concurrency milestone. Quote, "We are immensely grateful for all of the support we're being shown. There are loads of amazing games out there, and it means the world to us that so many of you are choosing to play OSRS. We think there's lots more to look forward to, and we hope you'll continue to work with us on upcoming content together and celebrate new launches like Varlamore: The Final Dawn. In a follow-up post, the team confirmed that the backend infrastructure for OSRS has been upgraded to feature more worlds to cope with the ever increasing player count. This is also a proactive measure ahead of Varlamore: The Final Dawn dropping. It's clear that Jagex expects further growth. Very nice to hear that this when did OSRS originally come out? Like 2003 or something crazy like that? And they're still making it in the news. That's amazing. 200,000 concurrent players still playing old school RuneScape. That's incredible. Moving on. Moving on, we got story number 8. Avatar releases a new poster and announces first trailer will be released exclusively in theaters with the Fantastic Four First Steps. I'm a fan of the blue guys, so I'm looking forward to this. Avatar's cool. Avatar's fine by me. Moving on. Story number 9. Ew, this one's gross. So this is coming from Cheryl Eddy over at Gizmodo. Behold, the distressingly blue mozzarella stick Disneyland will sell to you to celebrate Fantastic Four First Steps. The theming makes sense on paper, but the execution looks like one of Reed Richards' arms after a particularly gooey accident. A new movie inevitably means tie-in food, especially at a theme park operated by a studio hoping to cash in on its latest release. The Fantastic Four First Steps hits theaters this week and is therefore in its prime time for this kind of marketing. We've all seen and or shuddered at the blue Pop-Tarts, the questionable Little Caesars pizza, and the blue milk. But Disney Parks has just entered the chat with its own color-coordinated munchies. Behold the Fantastic Elastic Mozzarella Stick, an edible homage to Reed Richards' stretchy powers. There's no mention of which ingredient goes into making its exterior that particular hue, but Mr. Fantastic's severed limb does come with a side of sour cream and onion ranch. Ew. Why can't I just have some marinara? You can find the mozzarella stick at Pim's Test Kitchen at Disney's California Adventures Avengers Campus, which also happens to be a home to the other notable menu item, the Invisible Indulgence, a nod to Sue Storm, described as clear lemon pie with a shortbread crust, whipped cream, and merengue pieces. Would you call this clear? Close enough. That looks disgusting. It looks like a Takis on the top or something. I thought that was pretty funny. It's just that they both look so wretched. All right, moving on. $8 per stick, probably even more. I'm it looks like they're just selling one blue stick, one fantastic dick at a time. All right, we got a few stories left, you guys. No, we have one more story, plus a bonus story that I might get into. So we're almost done, you guys. We're just about ready to wrap it up. Story number 10. Ready or Not sells 1 million units on console. Brain freeze. Ready or Not sells 1 million units on console. When we launched Ready or Not on PC, it took about 36 days to reach 1 million units sold. On console, it took about 3.5 days. I'm incredibly proud of the team and what we've accomplished together. It's a huge moment and one we don't take for granted. Game reviews are holding strong as we head into our first weekend, and the team is already hard at work ironing out issues and continuously improving the experience. To our players, partners, and everyone who believed in the project, thank you. Ready or Not is an intense, tactical first-person shooter that depicts a modern-day world in which SWAT police units are called to defuse hostile and confronting situations. Cool. Ready or Not hits 1 million copies sold on console. Congratulations to Ready or Not. You thought the stream stopped. It's funny. All right, that wraps it up for today, you guys. My bonus story that I had. Let me just check my Discord here to see if there's any updates. So I bought a game today for $30, a game called Wildgate. And so I bought this game for $30, downloaded it, and I even encountered a game-breaking glitch in where my sensitivity has been cranked up to the max setting and locked there. I cannot put my sensitivity setting down. So to me, that feels unplayable. And I'm just waiting for them a fix or anything. I'm about to refund, I swear. It's really crazy. It's really crazy. Let me check the Discord, see if there's any updates here. Yeah, there is no fix yet. Absolutely fucking wild. Yeah, I'm gonna try to get a refund for this piece of shit. It's really crazy. I just purchased this game, Wildgate, for $30, and the sensitivity setting gets stuck at max. So to me, that's unplayable. And you know, people could argue that it's day one. I should be patient. They say day one as if that's an excuse, as if that's an excuse, for a game releasing not ironed out, you know, unfinished. But I say that day one is not an excuse, but it's rather a bar to strive for. Day one, all these issues should have been baked out. Day one, this game should be ready for everybody to play. Not day one. It's been 9 hours and I haven't even played the game that I purchased. What the fuck? What world are we living in? That it's okay to pay $30 for a game that's fucking unplayable. There's a game breaking glitch in it. What world are we fucking living in that we can excuse that? That's insane. That's fucking insane. Wildgate. I already went over my whole speech. I can't do it again now that I got this B-roll. Fuck. Exactly. Imagine how upset people would be buying a SNES game and the sensitivity being locked. Fucking wild. Fucking wild. I bought this game 9 hours ago now. I bought this game Wildgate for $30 about 10 hours ago now. There's no update, no ETA, no nothing about when they're going to fix this game-breaking issue of my aiming sensitivity being cranked up to the max setting, and it's locked there. I can't put it down. That makes the game unplayable, and there is no update about it being fixed. At this point, it sounds like it's going to be multiple days until it's fixed. And Dreamhaven, you guys need to consider unlisting your game and refunding everybody that purchased this game on console and PC, because this is affecting not only console players, but PC players that want to use controller. So now your premium game that you're charging $30 for, even though you have an in-game store with microtransactions, now this premium game that you have to justify having microtransactions in, now there's bugs in it and it's deemed unplayable for me because you released an unfinished game. So I want a refund, and you owe everybody that got this game a refund, and you need to unlist this game. Crazy. They really lean on being able to update it later. Keeping You Moist says that they really lean on being able to update it later so they don't have to iron out all the bugs. Absolutely. It's crazy. Day one nowadays is an excuse, not a bar to strive for. And that's fucking crazy. But anyway, let me end the recording for YouTube. Thank you for joining me. I really do appreciate that, you guys. Don't forget that if you have Amazon Prime, you have Twitch Prime. If you have Amazon Prime, you have Twitch Prime. Give me that Twitch Prime subscription because I deserve it. One-man show, one-man business, and I'm making it happen. Give me that Twitch Prime subscription. Don't forget to like and subscribe the video, and I'll see you guys next time. This is FinTV123 signing out.